I feel as the president to be compelled to give a statement, and I'll conclude my report with this. On the morning of September 16th at approximately 7:15 a.m., I was contacted by our board clerk, Leticia Mendoza. She had forwarded what appeared to be correspondence between faculty and a concerned parent. Shortly before we had finished our discussion, other members of our community began calling me, text messaging me, emailing me, and before returning phone calls or acting on speculation, I immediately called our superintendent, who seems to be awake 24 hours a day anyways, and was given a briefing on an article that had appeared online that described a Whitney High School parent's reaction to an 8th grade history lesson on slavery, in which students had their hands lightly bound with masking tape and were instructed to lie down in a dark classroom in an immersive experience intended to simulate the Middle Passage. Without hesitation, I contacted Dr. Sue to work with Whitney High School Principal John Bricolet and our labor representative, ABCFT President Ray Garrett, to ensure that we weren't truncating the rights of our teachers to teach this curriculum. The intent of the direction was to discuss any further use of this exercise and ensure that the instructors were made aware that day before addressing the public this week. By 10 a.m. that very same morning, the entire board was notified via email that the program was going to be discontinued and a methodology in line with our district history framework, a modern one, would be used. In summary, within 3 hours of this being brought to our attention, the situation was reviewed and handled. I am pleased to report that Mr. Bricolet personally met with the concerned parent in question first thing yesterday morning and addressed her concerns. We are grateful to him and we support him as an administrator in the actions that he has taken to resolve this at his school site. I took these actions in my capacity as president of the board. I'd like to take this opportunity to express my own thoughts on the subject, given the passionate reaction it has generated in our community and the conversations it has triggered. Our school district is dedicated without reservation to giving the compassionate, inclusive respect to each student, parent, teacher, employee, and community member that he or she is due. This respect is based on a recognition of the dignity inherent in each human being, regardless of race, color, creed, gender, or gender orientation, sexual or gender orientation. We have made this commitment to diversity and to the safety and well-being of our students abundantly clear, time and time again. Just a few months ago, we as a district adopted a resolution expressing its commitment to equal access for education for all students. It is unfortunate that our current climate even requires us to make such a statement, but here we are. With regards to the exercise at Whitney High School, we have no doubt of the good intentions of our teachers, our administrators, or of the Whitney High School family. We know that our educators care for our students and have seen it firsthand time and again, but none of us can begin to truly know any other person's personal experiences or feelings. Nor does any one of us, student, teacher, parent, or board member, have the right to judge which feelings or reactions to sensitive, painful experiences and dynamics are reasonable or correct. This is bigger than Whitney High School. The conversation will go on. We as a district did what we had to do. The program has ceased to exist at that school and in this district. But the conversation, the dialogue continues. Folks that haven't had this conversation are having it now. Folks who didn't really know much about it are learning about it. At some point, every person in this room that's read that article or engaged in any type of discussion had to stop and ask themselves, where am I with this? Is this right or is this wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? And that, challenging the status quo, is something that Wildcats are known for. Let's not lose sight of that. It is appalling that some in our community would take this opportunity to question the motives of a parent or student in an effort to delegitimize their heartfelt complaint and the weight of their experiences. And to them I have to say, the ABC Unified School District stands with our students and will continue to fight for a safe environment in which every single one of them can learn and develop into well-rounded, successful adults. I hope that as a community, we will take this opportunity to learn a little bit more about each other and respect each of us, that each of us is owed. And that concludes my report. Announcements.